And peanut butter, too. La 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 la. All right, recording. All good there. All good there. All right, got some questions for you. Here we go in 30 seconds for mess I'm in. Ooh. That's what I look like daily, a beautiful mess. Kicks 105.5, but good morning to you. I'm Sean Knight. As we do Wednesdays, even when he's not here, he's still here. Kind of creepy. Mike Barrett, Barrett Insurance Agency. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. I had some questions. I like to just ask really obscure, odd things, and I came up with a couple, and I was kind of bummed. Why are you not here with me today?
So I had an opportunity to go to a 2-day course, which we go to courses for one of two reasons, or that is to either get continuing education credit in order to keep our licenses to sell insurance in Vermont, or to just gain additional knowledge. And this happened to be one that we did for both reasons. And as you can tell, the excitement in my voice.
Yeah, and your
I've had
head's
one
getting
full
bigger
day
too.
already, and we have another full day today, so we're really excited.
Do they provide lunch?
and lots of free coffee.
I would go if they provided lunch. All right, so Barrett Insurance Agency, good policies. We have him here Wednesdays, 7:50, and we discuss things about insurance that you may not even think about. And some of the things that I've been thinking a lot about lately are things like points on your license. How does that work in Vermont, and how does that reflect on getting an increase? Because I would assume that if you had incremental points on your license, that your insurance would say, "Oh, we need to jack up your rate just a slight bit because you're not the greatest of drivers."
Do you know what we find is that I have yet to find a company that uses the points that the state assigns on your license for infractions for rating. They don't have access to that data. I think it's a very proprietary point system for the state for their own purposes. Mm-hmm. But what leads to those points is what companies will use to rate you. So if you're getting points in your license for excessive speeding or for at-fault accidents or things of that nature, or driving without credentials or without insurance or without updated registration, those can certainly lead to some additional cost of insurance. But it's not a parallel situation where as the points go, so does your insurance.
Very interesting. Okay. Drunk driving. Not that I'm an advocate for people drinking and driving at all, mm-hmm. But I want to make sure that you and I cover all aspects of things when we're talking, because people do it. Let's be honest.
They do.
And so if you're caught, one time you get a fine, 2 times a suspension, 3 times your license forever. So I don't even know, but that would be something that you would have privy information to, right? As a
Absolutely.
Insurance carrier.
Yep.
Do you jack people's rate up right off the get-go if they get a DUI?
No.
No.
Not right off the get-go. In fact, that's a very good point to make, is that, if I have a 12-month policy and 3 months into it, I get pulled over and convicted of driving under the influence, my remaining policy term, the next 9 months, will not reflect anything because they do not pull. It's not like they're constantly monitoring like Big Brother to adjust my rates, nor is that allowed. So it wouldn't be until my next policy renewal. And that's when my world would change dramatically, because when you are convicted of a bad conviction such as a DUI or a vehicular manslaughter, or there's a numerous list of items I can provide, careless and negligent operation, as my wife hollers at me from the other room in our hotel room, those types of things would impact what type of company would even be willing to offer you insurance at that point.
Right. So very interesting about the points that you're not even aware of those, but yet when incidences arise, when your next renewal comes about. So you can only do a maximum of how much in a renewal? Like, can you buy a 3-year policy?
No. The only choices for auto insurance in the state of Vermont right now is a 6-month term or a 12-month term.
Okay, so 6 months or 1 year. So if you knew that you were a bad person and you just bought yourself like 10 years of insurance knowing that it would never change for the duration. But that's not the case. So
luckily, that's not the case, and that's why that's the case.
Right.
Traditional personal lines policies are no more than a year long.
Very interesting. What else you got for me, brother? That was all I had. I had been stewing in that one for a while.
Sure. No, that you covered the bases. I guess an additional point to make on getting a conviction. If you are convicted or have items that pop up on your motor vehicle report that are considered excessive or no longer fitting the underwriting requirements of the company that you are with, you could be subject to what they call a non-renewal, meaning that when your policy comes up, whatever day it was that you started it, the company would elect to not renew that policy because you no longer fit the eligibility.
In English, that's drop you like a rock. Drop you like a rock is what you're trying to say.
No, not like a rock. A rock is so sudden. No. They at least give you like a 45-day notice.
Oh, okay, okay. So if you want to get a hold of Mike, he is always getting more education, always finding out more how he can help you. That is why you really need somebody local. Barrett Insurance Agency in St. Johnsbury. You can buzz him after he's back from his 2 days of learning more at...
Right, it's 748-5224. You can also visit our website, thebarrettagency.com, Google+, YouTube, and Facebook, it's all Barrett Insurance Agency. And, I'm checking voicemails and emails and responding accordingly as we're away. So if it's something that you need immediately, you might hear from me today. Who knows?
Where away are you?
I'm just in Burlington.
Okay.
Over in the South Burlington area, there's a conference center here with a bunch of insurance agents gaining knowledge and education and camaraderie. Doesn't that sound fun?
Well, if you're at the Echo Museum down on the waterfront, look straight across to New York, and if you see a little A-frame, that's my family's home. That's where I'm from.
Oh,
so
very cool.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
won't
jealous.
be doing that, but I appreciate it.
Take a couple of pictures and throw it on Facebook for me so I can go look at it later. Feeling sentimental about my family. Oh, let's see. Wait a minute. Next Wednesday. Oh, it'll be the day after my birthday that you're here.
Good. So I can bring you what I bring every week, which is absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and the same as you got me last year, too. Okay, buddy. We will see you next week. Take care of yourself.
See you later.
Bye.